Country girls make do.
I don't know what feat I should take.
You shouldn't take anybody's feet. They need those.
First, I'm not allowed to take a genie's skin. Now I'm not allowed to take people's feet. When does it end? How am I supposed to get anything?
Was I given Agile Combatant for free?
Yes. So you were giving death maneuvers for free. We had this whole discussion when we first ran around it.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Good job.
I didn't.
Is the cat taking revenge?
I definitely didn't almost fall
Right.
over.
Sorry. Death maneuvers basically pulled in a whole bunch of stuff from your bonus fee once. That was my bad. I don't think you got death maneuvers for free though. I think death maneuvers was definitely one of your fees. Ignore them.
I'm perplexed.
I will pull up the thing.
If either of those weren't free, then I'm caught up on feats, including this level.
Let me just see what death maneuvers has to say.
I think I was given Agile Combatant for free because I asked if I could use my Dex instead of my Strength. And you said yes, and we didn't know it was a feat until somebody, I think it was Andros, discovered it was a feat.
Yeah, so death maneuvers is a bonus fee for monk as per in the room and control. Now both of those are there's a job. Normally it's kind of like your maneuvers.
It wouldn't be like the class gave it to me for free. I was asking if they gave it to me for free.
Okay. Given that it allows you to add your dex to your combat maneuver bonus, probably. Like in place of your strength, yeah.
So am I good to pick a new
that'd be-
feat, Gary, or do I if it has many as I have now? Because
I honestly I wasn't paying attention for most of the.
Fine.
I was typing, and thinking's not my strong suit when I'm typing.
I understand.
If you gave him agile combat
So-
for free because it allows him to use his dex in place of his strength for CMB, does he still have a feat open?
If I gave it to him for free, yeah.
That's the question, is I don't know if you did give it to me for free, but I think you did.
I don't know either. I'm not off the top of my head.
Or
I forgot.
Had it for a long time without having it be a confusing factor for me until just now, so I'm gonna ignore it and pick a new feat.
do we technically rest after leveling up, or should we keep things as they are?
Well, I mean, you're gonna rest, I assume, unless you guys are just gonna jump into some other nonsense.
Oh, I'm not sure if you saw before. When I did my kineticist roll for leveling up,
Mm-hmm.
it rolled 4 for my health, and I did another D8 and it gave me 6, but I can't find a way to modify it properly.
I'm confused. What happened?
Which part was confusing?
The part where I wasn't paying for attention again.
No, it was on 7.
No, I don't. I'll just look at
You need to adjust your hit points.
it. Yeah, except the hit points value under my class is my current hit points. So, I'm not sure where else it would change.
I was rolling for hit points. I take whatever I rolled, even if it's average, or do I take average?
I
Take average if your roll is worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll the 1.
Which is what I
Average
was-
on a D10 is 5.
6.
6.
So I add 8. Because my con is +2.
So the hit.
The con part's already added.
I just rolled a D10. I don't see. Oh wait, I gotta drag the level in.
No, don't drag it in. Don't drag it in.
Click
Go
on the
to
level.
summary. Yeah, go to summary, go to the classes tab and click level up.
Oh. That's 6. Because I think it rolled beneath maximum.
It will add health by yourself. You don't need to modify anything, including con.
Five-finger knuckle shuffle. The five knuckle Olympics. Some hands-on training.
Are you staring at my Kineticist page?
It did improve my BAB.
So the hit points on your kineticist, they're correct or wrong?
That I'm out by 3. As in, I should have 3 more.
Okay. I fixed it.
Okay. Is that a way I can fix? No. You weren't listening, and I can tell.
What else is surprising?
The hit points field in the class is my current hit points.
Okay.
As in, my current hit point level, not my current hit point total.
No, it's not. The
If I
seven.
change that back to 51, I go back down to 88 hit points.
Right. You have 40 non-lethal damage also.
Yeah, I'm looking specifically at the 88/120 section.
I'm very confused as to what the problem is.
As in, my maximum hit point should be 3 higher, not my current hit points.
So you have to adjust it in the class. I'm struggling to understand.
And adjusting hit points in the class from 51 to 54 changes my current health from 88 to 91.
Okay. So you just put
But
3.
not my maximum health.
What? It changes it to 131.
And if that's the case, then I don't know, man.
I'm
That's
looking.
where I did it like 4 times and it didn't change max health.
You probably forgot to click out of the field.
Oh, thank you anyway.
Confusion. Anyway,
We got there.
Hawk, new race.
Yeah, I didn't have a race attached to the character, so I finally attached human.
Man, it's been
A
all
changeling.
the time.
He's been a changeling the whole time.
Not even that. I was just raceless. Which means
Have you put in the stat bonuses for your Clockwork Up?
that's also not on my character, but I don't know how to do that. So.
There should be. You should just be able to drag in a wondrous item called Clockwork Up.
Let me figure out which feat I need first. Because I was looking at the rest of the things from my level up, like if my health was correct and if my skills were correct, which I knew they were wrong for some reason, and it was because human wasn't added. Because it was bad. Like, it looked real bad. But now I have 63 skill points and I feel fine. What feat did I say that I wanted?
When you say you wanted fleet,
I already have fleet. I was thinking about fast. Or run.
run.
Nyum.
Yes, I'm gonna take run, that way I max out my move speed for no fucking reason.
They'll come in
Right.
useful one day, maybe.
Gotta get this man's mythic run.
Wait, run like hell?
What?
It's a dare.
Mm.
That's a new dare.
Unlucky.
Sure. Let's add.
Alright.
It really doesn't really do much. It just gives you a
Mythic Run lets you move 7 times your normal speed.
I'm going to get that eventually.
No one will be able to escape him.
More like no one will be able to catch me.
Both.
different sides of the same coin.
He go fast. Okay.
I want to show you what I got. In addition to kinetic whip.
Nice. You make them explode.
Yeah. Are you proud of me?
Maybe.
Tell
I-
me how proud you are, Uruguay.
I haven't decided yet.
Is there a big good one like hell? Oh, it's a dare, right.
You're 2 steps behind.
I just remember hearing it was like, oh.
What does it even do? I have to know.
It increases your move speed by 10 feet, and you retain your dex bonus while running. You gain a grit or panache point. For the first, you're more than 100 feet away from the closest enemy. It's, yeah, dare's a way of gaining grit back in combat.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So who wants to talk?
No,
Where have you been?
Brazil.
Nah, you have no sympathies.
But yes, someone will need to do the do. Don't make me volunteer you.
Still doing coding stuff.
I guess I will do it.
Okay. You guess.
Just close out all my stuff. I can finish with my character later.
Well, what do heck?
if I recall correctly, last session we had a rumble in the cargo hold with the captain. I think we got down into the cargo hold. We discovered the captain. I think his soul was trying / not trying to leave his body, and was failing / succeeding / failing to do so.
Failing to
And,
succeed to fail.
Yeah, I don't really know what was happening. I never did make that knowledge arcana roll. So we decided maybe we should leave him alone, let him just figure it out for himself, and then he obliterated the stairs back up deck with his soul laser beam. So we had to stand there and talk about what we were gonna do for half an hour until he had blasted his soul laser beam through the wall of the ship 8 times, and then hit us 5 times, so half of us were paralyzed and drooling on the floor. And then the melee members of the party finally decided to just punch him until he went unconscious. At least that's how I remember things.
I like this version of events.
I mean, that was most of it, yeah. Pretty sure there was a little bit more. You know, after you tied him
Oh,
up.
that's right. We fought a desk.
It was a bit between that and fighting the desk, but yeah, you're right.
Hey man, if nobody else is going to chime in, then we're going with my version of events.
The fighting the desk bit. That's the most memorable part.
Absolutely.
It was even worse than the doors in the dungeon.
You know, he's not wrong.
At least we got past the doors in the dungeon.
Who would
Like,
win?
Eventually.
We had to uproot the entire table just to find the tentacle.
Who would win?
One
One
tentacle.
8-foot tall, muscly boy, or one little wiggly lad?
Who, me?
Evidently, we knew the answer. Okay.
Speaking of little wiggly lad, my speed is 75.
You wiggle so hard.
Wait,
I can
shit,
add
how did you-
30 to that as a swift action using a key point, and then if I choose to run using the rest of my action, I go 525 feet in a turn.
That seems a bit excessive. I don't think you need to do that.
But I can. That's the point.
That's the human spirit.
You take Mythic Run and you just run laps around the battlefield, wasting attacks of opportunity.
What's great is with Panther style as an immediate action, which means I can just do it. An amount of times you go by wisdom mod. I can hit them back. And if I take 1 feet, I can hit them back before their attack. And if I hit them before they hit me, they have a -2 on their attack to hit me. Which means they can miss me.
But you can also only do that once per turn. You only get...
Feat says I can do it an amount of times equal to my wisdom mod per round.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Don't mind me.
I guess I'm wrong.
Trust me, I would have been like, oh, I can only do it once if I didn't say that.
Okay,
Like, their claw.
well.
I can't put them in chat. For my
Okay, so you guys have successfully dismantled the desk enough to find the tentacle, leaving it...
Obliterated that thing.
Yes, leaving the tentacle obliterated.
We can put everything back the way we found it, minus the tentacle, right?
Oh, I was talking about the desk.
Yeah. The desk is also important in this.
It'll take a little bit of work, but yeah, I'd say you could probably reassemble it the way you found it.
Excellent.
I just need to fish some pills out really fast. I need my painkiller.
Session's just starting already, the DM's got pills.
I've had a headache.
Sounds about right.
I've had a headache for the last couple hours.
I could lend some.
Besides, there's no Bratu here, so my headache hasn't begun yet. Alright.
Posh. Accurate.
I could,
Posh.
I could lend some woodworking to fix up the desk.
I'd say between everybody, you can assemble everything again.
Assemble the desk.
Your overall intelligence is fairly decent.
We're going to nickname the table Avengers.
And so once you've put the desk back together, what is your plan? What do you want
We're
to...
still looking for, like, the history of trauma, aren't we? That's why we're in here to begin with. And I don't believe we actually found anything aside from one wiggly boy.
Maybe the history of trauma was the death of his crew.
We were told it was something other than that. Wait, it's likely to be something other than that.
I give up. I'm too dumb.
What else was in the room again?
There's the desk, there's the bed, cot thing, there's a bench, there's some ornamental stuff on the wall, and then like books and papers and such scattered all over.
What's the ornamental stuff?
There is a large preserved eye. There's a scimitar and a gun, a flintlock pistol. And there's a... what's it called? Like a headpiece of some large fish that you're all unfamiliar with that has also been preserved.
What's with the eye?
It appears to be a large preserved eye.
How large is large?
I don't know.
Large.
How big's a gargantuan creature's eye in comparison to a person? Probably like
Jeez.
almost the size of your body.
I'd say large.
Yeah, that's a big eye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it was like taking up half the wall.
It takes up most of the back wall, yeah.
That's concerning.
Captain's got his bed made inside of its iris.
Still concerning. I don't like
Having the clockwork arm puts me in medium load.
The clockwork arm shouldn't have a weight associated with it because of how it was installed.
that. Yeah, like the weight for us if you're carrying it around.
So do you want me to just take off the weight?
Yes.
I mean, unless you occasionally like take your arm just to like hold it.
I need my one arm to be longer. I'm gonna take this one off.
Well, every time I reattach it, I have to make a con save. where I need to make a fortitude save to reattach it properly, and then I take 2 points of constitution damage every time I reattach it.
But that's only for the initial installation. I would imagine that Andros probably would
It
put
says
like a
every
socket.
time.
Yeah, but Andros is nice. He would put like a little socket so you can take it off to clean it.
Every day you
So you
gotta
don't have
take your arm off.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a prosthetic. Normally, you do take it off before you go to sleep.
Anyway.
But since this one functions as a good, like, normal arm, he probably just sleeps in it.
What else have we got? So the wall is just like seems to be just like trophies then.
Yeah.
And we've demolished the desk, put the desk back together, and what's on the bench?
The mean cat finally came up to me for pets.
There's clothes strewn about on the bench, and what looks to be like a small bag that's probably full of shot for his pistol.
A bag full of shot.
Yeah, bag full of bullets. Maybe some black powder too.
I don't know. I'm just the dwarf is just kind of moving around seeing if he can find anything pertinent, but it's all just like practical stuff.
Other than, you know, the eye on the wall.
Aside from the eye on the wall, but that's a trophy, which is falls under practical stuff kind of loosely.
What practical purpose does it serve?
Obviously,
My question is,
lift.
so, do we know if he made it out of the situation that killed his crew alive? Or did he, like, a deal with something to get out alive?
As far
Sounds
as
like it would be pretty traumatic.
you know, he got out alive.
Maybe the trauma is he was the only like he had to do something to be the only survivor. What I'm saying is he sucked the Kraken's dick. Okay.
Oh,
He probably
Damn.
didn't do that. Probably.
Okay.
I don't even want to consider the logistics. Don't even want to take the thought that far.
I think may I do like a knowledge in nature on this giant eye here?
This would be more of a knowledge arcana.
Alright. Giant magic eye then.
We're going with it.
It appears to be a very large eye, probably from some creature bigger than you can realistically imagine. It's
Always nice when your check is so good that you do your own.
yes, big.
Yeah, for a 1, that's a pretty good modifier.
I know, right?
It also appears to be from some sort of aquatic creature.
When the surprises keep coming, they just keep coming.
They just keep coming and they just keep coming. Yes, wet.
Well, so it was the trophy wall, desk, bench, the bed itself.
Mm-hmm.
I could look under his mattress, I guess.
You want to look under his
Find all
mattress?
of his savings.
Yeah, so I wish to find all of the pirate savings.
So you lift up the mattress and unfortunately find that in between the mattress and the base of the bed there are several portraits drawn of the captain in less than appropriate clothing.
He enjoys the nightlife, does he?
And based on the paintings you're looking at, he does not shave. Yes, hot.
Well,
And they're not of anybody else either. It's just him.
okay, so if he's got all these paintings of himself, where's he painting? Must have cost a pretty penny.
The narcissism is strong.
Considering the type of things he's wearing, they're probably not fit for normal company.
He's literally captaining a boat crewed by figments of his imagination.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
Okay. Well, the dwarf will gently lay the mattress back down again. Is there anything under his pillow?
No.
Probably a knife.
There's not even a knife. There's nothing.
Is there anything under the cot itself?
I don't know. Why don't you give me a, let's call that a will save.
You bastard. I swear to God.
It doesn't appear to be anything under there.
I hate you so much.
Oh yeah,
My
my
spell
will
resist-
save went up.
My spell resistance went up a point. Nice.
Have you got
So this-
anything over there? Theseus
It-
is like having a staring contest with the eye.
In character, does it feel like I've missed anything, or is it just like I look under there and there's nothing and I move on?
There's nothing. There's no indication that you've missed anything.
In which case, the resolve will reply with a shrug to Theseus, hoping that he can see midway through his staring competition, and continue looking around.
The staring contest also does seem to yield some very slight motion from the eye. But only when only Theseus is looking at it.
I try taking a step to the left.
When nobody but you is looking, it looks a step to the left.
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be, is it? I continue to stare at it.
In which case,
Blink. Damn it!
And it's
I don't know
facing
how to
forward again.
Remove my token.
He is the boat now.
And at this point, I think he was always the boat.
The boat is Hawk. Hawk is the boat.
is there anything behind the door aside from the mechanism that closes the door on us every now and again?
No.
So, in character, everything basically looks like it's in its place and there's nothing untoward aside from his strange collection of portraits and the trophy work,
And the moss and the tentacle.
which we have dealt with and are no longer with. Well,
And we didn't find anything with detect magic, correct?
yeah, I think Emiko tried and there was nothing. So, the resolve will just address the others in the room.
I think this eye was watching me.
I doubt that there would be any secret compartments beyond this desk, right? Like there's not a trap door or something. Are there rugs in here that I can like look under?
There's no rugs or anything now.
Yeah. And I think like the floor directly beneath this would just lead directly to the normal hull, right?
Yeah, it would lead right into the middle part of the ship.
There's no like wall blocking it from the middle part. It just goes from end to end. In the middle hull, is it from like front to back, or is there actually like a divider that would block off under part of the captain's quarters from the rest of the room?
The middle deck is open. There's no division of any kind.
Then yeah, there's nothing reasonably stating that there should be anything under or outside of what this room is.
As far as you guys have been able to find, yeah.
I mean, I could try and roll like an investigation, or like perception, I guess, because investigation doesn't exist. Just give it my good old once over.
Sure. Yeah, you don't see anything that would hint at, trapdoors or secret compartments or anything that you haven't found already.
I hate that I know that there's something out of character. But in character, my character's like, well,
Although, when everybody else is not looking at it, the eye seems to be staring at you.
So when no one else is looking at the eye, it's looking at me.
Yes.
Okay. So I do pick that up. I'll just be like, hey, yeah, the eye looks at whoever looking at it, if no one else is.
I turn around to confirm that it's looking at Hawk.
It is looking at nothing when you turn around.
Nah, you're
How far?
crazy, Hawk.
how far off the ground is the eye?
If since it's looking at nothing, here, I'll look away. And then I look away, and now it's just Theseus looking at it. Does it move to look at Theseus?
Yes, it does.
See
You
my
son
point?
of a bitch.
How far off the
I
ground
see
is
it.
the eye?
It's a good thing it's an eye and it doesn't have ears, because I just
about-
figured out its gameplay.
About 5 or 6 feet.
I would like
Oh,
to
that the
take
eye
my...
can't see my lips moving. I'm trash talking the eye and it can't tell. Sorry.
I would like to take my gnarled staff off my back and poke the eye.
Okay. So you poke the eye. It's rather firm.
Do I have enough experience with eyes to know if this is a good or a bad thing? I don't think I
In
know.
my experience, if you hit it 3 times, we can kill whatever it is. Which is a joke. Sorry.
I don't know, do you have knowledge nature?
If nature is dungeoneering, yes.
No, it's not.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
The only knowledge skill I have is religion. Would that apply?
No.
I have survival.
Survival could work.
Oh,
I'm good at survival.
no, it's survival is.
Yeah, you're not sure.
One more!
One more with a much lower roll. Yeah, as
I
far...
could give some knowledge nature a shot.
I actually have... Okay, no, yes, self-sufficient's already added.
Yeah, sure, you could give knowledge nature a shot.
Hey, is done it.
Even a magically preserved eye should at least have some give. But when he pokes it, it barely seems to have any sort of, like, squishiness to it. It just feels fur. Or looks fur.
But the resolve is just sitting there, just kind of poking it every now and again, because he's not sure. He has no idea.
Guys, I'm starting to think that this eyeball larger than a grown man is unnatural.
What makes you say that?
Something about the way it looks.
Fair, fair.
I'd like to look, I guess, behind the eye.
So what you
It's
want
not mounted in the wall, right? It's on the wall.
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I don't know.
The mount does have... The eye itself is almost fully preserved on the wall, so there has to be a little bit of a divot into it for the eye to sit properly.
Yeah, how is this thing even mounted?
I'm gonna see if I can get my head around that.
What's your touch AC?
My touch AC is 17.
Okay, good to know. So
This is what drove the captain mad. He had to use non-Euclidean geometry to mount the eyeball.
So what, you're gonna like lift the mount off so you can see behind it?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, see if I can either remove or just look around it.
Okay, I mean if you lift it up, you can get a look in behind it where you can see the hole, the small, partial circle hole that's been, or partial dome that's been dug into or carved out of the wall where the back of the eye sits.
Well, I guess
Poke it.
I'll take the eye off the wall.
Okay, sure. Take
Like, kind of gently set it down.
Sure, it does a little bit of rolling because it's round on the bottom. But it eventually finds a side where the mount is large enough that it holds it in place.
Then I will peep in the hole, I guess.
It's just a hole.
But is it actually...
Diabolical.
There's nothing sneaky in here? Or secret?
I mean, do you want to make a perception check?
I always make a perception check. The game disagrees, however.
You don't see anything that seems out of the ordinary.
Aside from this whole
Well, yes.
design. Well... well, in which case, I will ask Roger to help me put the eye back. I'm just a little off.
Okay, so when you put the eye back, all of the veins in it have turned black.
Oh no, it's mad.
Is it just agitated because I poked it? Like when you get something in your eye.
You're not sure?
Damn, and this thing can't even blink.
Such a shame that I'm not a water kineticist. Well, hang on, what did I say?
Certain things hurt it more.
Not sure if I have to talk about it. I should probably check before asking.
I have a cloak of resistance. Will that work?
Actually, as he says that, he remembers that he's got his gear maintenance kit on hand. And he'll take that out of his haversack and produce one of the soft cloths and just, like, gently wipe down the eye as best he can, given that he's 3'11" and this eye is massive.
You do the best you can. You get, dust and dirt and such off. The veins stay black, though.
Get him one of those window cleaning gondolas.
I've got wings, it's fine.
I'll take a look at those veins. Can I make a heal check to see if that's normal for like a decaying eyeball?
Sure. You're not really sure. It's definitely not supposed to do that, but you don't know why. Yes, I see.
I'm gonna fire the wizard.
Better be out of a cannon.
I could make one, I have engineering.
We're in a boat. We have them.
Maybe I want to make one.
Fair enough, I do too.
Send you off
Moving on.
with my own expertise. Well, having put the eye back and tied it back up as best I can manage, I'm just gonna kind of give the room just like one more courtesy look over. When you're looking around a room for something you've lost and you're like exasperated, so you're just looking under random things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do that.
Sure. You don't find anything useful, but it makes you feel better.
I'd like to also, as I do this, look under the hood again.
Okay.
Do I do the thing again?
You look under the cot. It's just the space under the cot.
So I don't roll the wheel this time. It's just like, well, haha, I fooled you. Why is Hawk kicking things?
Get that eye.
Could. I'm trying to learn things as I go, and I just learned that if you click the picture on your character sheet, it puts it in chat.
Yes, it does.
That's what I just learned.
Ball
He's
like.
Dry out that eyeball.
So,
He's just gonna stab
because
you
I
all.
just learned this feature, key pool, there's a paragraph that says by spending 1 key point, I can make 1 additional unarmed strike as a swift action. Does that stack on top of Flurry of Blows?
Yes.
So I could have been hitting 1 more time this whole time?
Anytime you spend a key point.
Okay. Good. I'm fine.
Is Angie.
I could have been increasing my damage output this whole time. Oh, it's good.
Well, the dwarf has no idea, so he's just gonna let the other 4 people in the room work things out.
Do you want to pop the eye?
Never say that again.
Do you want to destroy the eye?
Better?
Maybe we should check on the captain first before destroying the eye.
Okay. Convince me.
A lot of convincing it did take.
Okay.
We shall go look at the captain, see whether or not he's woken up yet. If so, we'll ask about the eye. If not, we can come back and stab the eye.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, we're all in agreement.
The dwarf's just gonna nod along because he's perplexed.
Excellent. We have a plan of action. Let's move. To the captain.
Where did you guys leave the captain again?
Just left him
Damn it, not
lying
again.
unconscious.
I genuinely don't remember.
I think he's still in a heap in the cargo hold.
I think we put him in one of the hammocks, but I don't remember.
All I
Definitely
remember is he
know
was tied up.
That, okay, so yeah, I did tie him up, and then I think I said, or at least I was thinking, I propped him up against a wall.
Presumably, Emiko is taking care of him at the moment.
No, she was with you guys.
We were all up here. He's tied up and propped against a wall.
Damn it. I hope. Oh, okay. I hope he didn't roll onto his face. There might be puddles in the cargo hold.
Well, this would be an appropriate time for you to hear a thud from downstairs.
Oh damn! I wonder if Lucius is taking revenge.
Using my newfound speed, I quickly rushed down to the cargo bay.
You just take a light jog at 75 feet every 6 seconds.
Yeah, you know, more than 10 feet a second.
Yeah. I'm just curious about something. No, okay.
More than 11.
Feet per second is the speed of sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's way faster than that. Could probably sprint, like you personally, could probably sprint at more than 10 feet a second.
You're fucking getting close.
Sound barrier in feet per second is 1,125 feet per second.
Oh, I'm half the speed of sound right now. If I like
Mach
full on
0.5.
run. Yeah. 0.5 Mach.
So, so anyways, yeah.
That's concerning.
This will be fun.
Now the DM has something that's gonna be fun.
Well, I mean, technically, you're at 1/10 the speed of sound because you're moving 600 feet in 6 seconds.
525, but
That's semantics.
Counting.
It's semantics. You can round that up.
what is to be hasted?
Anyway.
So you scurry downstairs to see that the captain has rolled over and is currently face down on the ground, struggling against the webbing.
Oh no, the captain. He is possessed again. Get him.
Go on Spider-Man. Get him back up.
I shall approach the captain and I'll help him onto his butt.
Okay. Well, he's not going to stop
Up
struggling.
you
He's not going to stop
you go.
struggling even as you're helping him up. And
I am trying to help you, old man. God damn it. Wait, I'm probably older than this. Calm down, youngster.
he's gonna, as you go through those motions, he's gonna look at you. What the hell's wrong with you?
Many things. Be more specific.
I don't think I can.
Well, then think of a better question. I prop him up against the wall.
Okay. Let's start with what the hell?
Alright, 1 second.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, you see.
Not theologically. Why the hell am I tied up?
Well, you see, there were laser beams.
You
And your soul
kinda...
appeared.
There were...
Yeah.
What?
You lost
Yeah, I-
control.
I think that sentence would still like general confusion. What the fuck?
You were having some sort of fit where your soul was leaving your body, your soul was causing a miniature vortex inside the hull of the ship, and you were attacking us. Or at least your soul was, so we knocked you the fuck out to fix your soul. And that's what happened.
The dwarf
It
was currently
worked.
wishing that he could melt the dwarf.
Can you give me a diplomacy check?
Diplomacy. I have +3 to this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What the hell did you just say to me?
The truth.
I thought I was going crazy.
Debatable.
I don't think that's debatable at this point.
Also, while you were unconscious, we found some sort of miniature tentacle hiding inside your desk and an eye on your wall.
Why were you going through my desk?
Because
I don't
we
think
were
we were
trying to
supposed to
figure
kill
out
it.
why your soul was leaving your body.
What?
Think I'm lying still?
A little bit, yeah. What? You expect me to just believe this shit?
And does it honestly sound like to you I am lying? Look at my face. 100% truth. I'm kind of like insisting that he does like an insight check to judge my intentions or something.
I'm not
Sense
saying.
my
Motive.
motive, boy.
I'm
Yeah,
not
sense my
saying.
motive. I'm volunteering for you to sense my motive.
I'm not saying you're lying to me. I'm saying I think you're going crazy.
I have witnesses. And mass hysteria is much less likely.
Possible, bro.
I don't know. You guys have been acting funny since you got on this ship.
We're not the ones on a suicide mission to kill a crack.
That does sound pretty hardcore, though.
What? Who said anything about killing anything?
I don't know what you want to do with it. I just know it's there.
Do you mean the Kraken that I killed already?
That was a me player thing that I forgot. I thought it was there still and that he didn't.
Oh, God.
Oopsie.
Maybe I should have just gone on my own. What the hell? People are going crazy.
I have an out of character question. Have we seen the crew at all during all of this?
Not even a whisper of them.
Are they back now that he's awake?
Nope.
I just tell him to look around and I ask him where's the crew? They leave when we left.
I don't keep tabs on them every second of every day. They're probably above deck or below.
Let's take a walk. Fine.
That's gonna be hard. Oh.
Oh. I like that. It's just like he's expecting us to just leave him tied up. It's like, oh, wait a second.
Okay, so you've
I get on my rope back.
well, you get your
By the way.
web back,
Yes, Spider-Man.
which
Oh yeah, that's right. I rolled him up in wet.
which in order to
Which-
effectively get it back, you have to dismiss the spell.
Okay, yeah.
So they just kind of disintegrate into nothing. And he gets up and kind of dusts himself off. He's kind of watching you.
And then I'd just lead him below deck first, because it's easier to go down and up. I'll be like, they're not here. Are they here?
Are they here? Tell us.
Roll me a percentile.
Oh no, they're here.
That they are. Some of the crew have reappeared down on in the underbelly.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll be like, well, it looks like they're showing back up.
Where do you think they went?
They weren't here when you were having your fit. And there were
Right.
zombies. Like there were corpses, right? This is this is me asking out of character.
There were, yeah. They weren't real, but there
Are
were.
you still there?
No, they're gone.
Oh, okay. So they would have been normal spirits that attacked us then.
Yeah.
Just issuing my point and just be like, no one was really here other than a few spirits when you attacked us. They weren't here, but it looks like they're showing back up. Reason.
Right.
Take them back all the way up.
Okay. Lead
They
him.
starting to appear on the deck again.
You can roll me another percentile. They are not.
You saw. There's only a little bit of crew remaining. And just keep that in mind when more and more potentially show back up over time. We are currently out at sea. They can't come from anywhere. Which means they're somehow magically appearing on board.
They could climb up the side of the ship.
Why would they be on the...
I
They'd be
don't.
off board.
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to swim.
At sea? I don't think a
We're in.
smart crew would just take a dip.
We're in still waters.
Then it should be easy to see them out there.
What I'm saying is, there's more than just us acting weird here. And it's about time that you realize that.
Right. And I'm supposed to realize that, what, I'm going crazy, turning into some sort of monster.
Yeah.
Strange that you're not seeing your ghost crew and you think that they're just fine and dandy. I'd say that's a little crazy.
The only ones who are telling me that my crew are ghosts are you all.
Your ghost crew is not going to say they're ghosts. They're probably manifestations of whatever sort of weird shenanigans you're dealing with.
And so you're telling me that the people back home who saw my crew, they knew that they're ghosts. Allegedly.
This is out of character. I thought no one talked to him or went near his boat, right?
Not actively, but he still has a ship, so he still has to get supplies. So someone would have at some point been on his ship.
My learn cure cognitive dissonance?
Say that again.
Is there something I so can I learn cure cognitive dissonance?
Hear anything about normal people just being like, oh no, yeah, that shit's got ghosts? Did the people at the back on land also see normal people?
Nobody.
Definitely remember talking with people at the bar saying that his whole crew died.
Yeah. You never asked about the current crew, though.
I'll just say that, and I'll be like, well, back in town, people definitely told me they knew your crew died.
Right, the previous one. I'm a little confused here.
Into this new crew.
And me too, Captain.
I'm not crazy, like, out of character, right? The crew were ghost people.
They are, yes.
Well, the result will speak of. You have to give.
Yeah, no, I can.
Keystrokes, keystrokes, keystrokes.
Now I'm also loading like 3 compendiums at once, so it's choking a little bit. There we go. Go.
When I got
I didn't mean to say that twice. I'm sorry.
when I got back to port,
What was the hiring process like? You remember any of that?
do you want me to get into the administrative details of hiring a crew to set sail?
Well, I want to know what it takes to, you know, summon or hire a ghost.
I didn't hire ghosts, I hired crew.
This would have been something Hawk tried in the past. Does he phase through the people?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's take another walk back down port. I want to show something to you.
I'm just gonna walk through these guys down here.
He's gonna go with you, yeah.
Walk up
I
to a
know
random
exactly how
crewmate
this
that's busy working. I want him to like pay heavy close attention to me, and I want to very gently like swish my hand back and forth through a person's torso. What does this look like to you?
What did Hernando ever do to you? Why are you hitting him like that?
Honestly,
You leave Hernando alone.
Hernando, tell me what's happening right now. And do I feel any resistance going through?
You feel a little bit of resistance.
It's not
You
like
slap
I'm hitting
Hernando.
him and then my arm is moving back and then going. I'm phasing through.
Right.
Just, I ask Hernando, what does this feel like? What am I doing?
It's gonna look at you a little confused. I don't really know. You're just kind of hitting me.
Anything. I just want to push my hand through his face. Just arm straight, like his head is around my forearm. What's it look like to you? Asking that happen again. Because right now my arm is straight through his head.
To be fair, I think Hawk could do that to anyone.
What the? Why are you doing?
Hernando's fine. Put my hand back down.
Aaron Tacoma.
Only one that's crazy here is you, Captain. My companions aren't like, Hawk, what are you doing? Why are you slapping that random sailor? I see. Ghost. I'm phasing through him.
really
I'm
starting
sorry,
to get
Fernando, you can get back to work.
really starting to get worried about you guys. This trip
I
is just
have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So-
Just distance.
To Theseus. He's the most arcanely knowledgeable. Is there some
Look.
kind of mental block a person can develop where they see when illusions? Like, can a person develop some sort of block where they're creating their own illusions and see the world differently?
I mean, that's just called being insane, I think.
I guess knowledge psychiatry.
Lord. I don't know if knowledge arcana would really help there, because yeah, that is kind of just knowledge psychology.
Yeah, Arcana wouldn't really help there.
I've got.
So we are just dealing with a crazy cat. This has nothing
Yeah,
to do with his contract or whatever that was. The piece of paper. The will.
I think it's all connected, but yeah, pretty much.
He has seen the will, right?
Legend.
He
Well,
wrote
the game is worse.
he wrote it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Yeah, I will admit that I really don't know very much about this whole situation. I've just kind of been rolling with it since I joined up with all of you.
Well,
But,
before we set sail, this has been going on. And it's about time he finally snaps out of it and realizes that these aren't normal crewmates. I know
I
at
think-
some point we figured out it would be bad if he discovered that, but
He
point
doesn't
where he's
care.
becoming dangerous.
I know
Yeah,
we
I think.
I know we said he shouldn't, but
Yeah.
We need an insight to change.
how do you want to do that?
Like trying to make him see that shit's fucked.
This is
It's worse that it gets worse, but have him
Man,
going
I am not.
around
I am.
escaping his body all the time.
I have not once, man. Yeah,
I'm
I
worried it'll
I'm
happen
not
again.
qualified. I do not feel qualified to handle this man's issues. Especially if those issues are so powerful that they're crewing his ship.
I got nothing.
Fine, I'll go back to being delusional. Should just set sail soon.
Not saying that you're
That
wrong,
didn't
I'm just saying I don't know how to fix it.
But I turned to the captain to say that that wasn't directed at Theseus.
right. I'm a little bit worried about you guys. I think maybe the sea life isn't for you.
I'm with him. Oh boy.
I'm with stupid. Is he always like this? You know, I'm
You
understandably.
hear at the distance, I fucked your wife. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. I know, but oh.
Right. No, I don't know. It's a pretty big accusation to say that my crew is all ghosts, and they're not really here.
Oh boy, we're gonna need to follow this to the end. I see. What to do? I don't think I can solve this magically, so.
I'd like to go back up to the crow's nest, upside down, usual hangout spot.
Uh-huh.
And then I want to meditate, and letting all the blood rush to my head, I want to actually, like a mental, just like checkup, and see if maybe I really am the one that's going crazy.
You're being gaslit by the cat.
But like, this is something Hawk would do. He's like, maybe I am just being.
Would you give me a wisdom check?
Just a wisdom check.
Yeah.
It's going really fast.
Session ends with us believing that we're all crazy.
It's possible, but not probable that you're the crazy one. It's very unlikely that all of you are sharing the same delusion. Plus, you've seen things that support the idea that you're not the crazy one.
I would also probably think that as the dwarf spoke up, Roger could probably interject with something, but as the dragon is not here, I don't expect that.
It'll be some sort of Bratuism.
Just the painting from Harry Potter. He's right,
It's a little hard to put stock in someone telling me I'm going crazy.
Which is exactly what you're doing to me.
Calm down there, Captain. We're not saying that you're going crazy. We're saying that you're already crazy.
Saying that you're gone.
Oh, 5 someone's, I guess, if that's the take.
We're just realizing that it's pretty difficult to prove that.
Whether it's 1, 5, a dozen, doesn't really matter. You're making big, bold claims.
Problem is also that a person who is sane and a person who is crazy both believe that their perception of the world is accurate and correct. A person doesn't think that they're crazy. And the brain is really good at rationalizing everything around it. So,
look, I don't know what has started this, where this has come from, why we're here with it now. All I know is we are one good sail away from making it to our destination, and the crazy one can move on with their lives unabated by whatever the truth might be.
I mean, that doesn't sound like the worst plan to me. But you two have been sailing with the captain for longer than I've been around, so What's your opinions?
Slash me, same as always.
Just one punch.
Slash me doing your mom.
Appropriate. Hey!
Everyone's collective mother.
Don't do that. My mom, Theseus' mom is like 80.
Stop me.
Yeah, alright.
Just in bloody youth is hopefully, the captain can hear, because obviously this definitely is not the first time it's been brought up. Did everyone die?
I was just waiting for Theseus.
Alright. So this is more of an ongoing problem. You got.
Do a full note to that.
So you guys have been like trying to convince him since you met him, more or less?
No, I also just realized. Oh no,
Oh boy.
it is playing.
Alright. I might need a minute to collect my thoughts as well.
Wait, is this
I have-
slider not local?
What slider?
The volume slider for the music player.
It should be local.
Well, I lowered it down, and I think it moved back up again. Oh well.
I don't know.
I
Good
don't
enough.
hear it anymore.
I can't hear your mom.
Given that this has been tried again without with the same results as last time, he's just gonna kind of wander off. Maybe peek back into the cabin, like the captain's cabin.
I'm really starting to worry about these guys, Theseus.
Yeah, they're a bit of a strange bunch.
I knew that getting into this. I didn't think they were gonna be spending their time accusing me of being crazy.
Hey, wasn't Ratu like severely injured during that encounter?
He got healing.
You got a small amount of healing.
And
We could have
Theseus
also
got-
pointed out, like everyone's injuries from the encounter.
Theseus got his like head smashed in.
He got bapped.
There was definitely a lot of blood, probably like all over the quarters, and so we're pointing out that there was definitely a struggle here, and the state of the middle quarter could have said just as much as easily.
Look, I'm gonna go get the ship ready to go, and let's just wrap this up, right? I think we've all
Alright.
been out at sea a little too long.
Put you down. Alright.
Just,
I will leave you to get us set up to set sail. I'll see about talking to the others and see if we can to come to an understanding.
You don't get around.
right. Have fun with that.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have an absolute ball of a time.
As you say that, he's gonna kind of give a little tip of his hat and then start wandering back up to the main deck, where he will start barking orders at the freshly manifested crew so that the ship can be ready to sail.
Alright. I will return to the Resolve and the Hawk. Alright, that didn't go well. That didn't go well.
I calmed down from my thinking purge, and that way we can talk about this more discreetly.
Alright. So, Theseus claps his hands and rubs them together a bit. Let's go stab the eyeball.
Oh, he's upstairs now. We missed our chance.
Yeah, he's in
Oh,
his quarters.
I think we can take him.
Very skilled with a blade, and that was even while his physical body was unconscious.
He can't attack three things at once. Wait, can he?
I'm not sure he could, but I still think he's able to outclass me in a physical fight. And one, you two seem more ranged.
Oh damn.
What the heck?
Alright.
You've seen the result in there before.
You're in like medium range territory. You like to throw rocks.
Yeah, if we get Resolve at like full blast, he might destroy half the ship.
True.
What's my current? What am I at now that I'm level 9th? I'm at Magma Blast empowered. I am at 15d6 plus 15.
You could definitely... An empowered one of those could definitely do some damage.
Yeah, those sound like dangerous words to be saying on a wooden ship.
That's
It's
big.
just a little bit of magma.
Those are big words for someone whose ship is flammable.
You know, maybe all this is like tied to the ship. Maybe we should just burn this thing to the ground. Wait for another ship to take us back to civilization.
You're kinda not in a place where I think other ships could take us from.
I mean, look out over at the Dutch.
It's gone.
Yeah, he left.
Damn! My thematic turning and looking has been foiled.
It just looks like you're being wistful now.
This works so much easier when I can just tell Theseus to go stand over there when I need it. Alright,
Speaking of which, your homunculi was damaged.
I noticed that. Yeah,
I
I'm
was
gonna
there-
need
I
to
was
give
there
him
for
some
that.
attention. Yeah, that one stings because I told him to do that.
Alright.
So, do we
What time
want
is
to?
it during the day?
It's about noontime.
Still want to peek around in there, but that's more just me acting on meta, so I'm not sure what the result's going to do. He's disgruntled at the very least. Though I have no idea what regularly being gruntled is, so.
The opposite of disgruntled.
I wonder if I might be able to like do a performance of some sort on deck under the guise of like entertaining the crew, and use some bardic magic to try and get through to the captain. Be like, hey, here's the story of like a captain who killed his entire crew, like went insane.
Maybe he won't like that so much.
What if it's a comedy?
Oh god.
Just like this entire bit?
Hey man, I'm reaching. I'm not a... I can like fix a few cuts and bruises maybe. I don't do psychology.
Did you consider that maybe he's just insane?
Yeah, that's also possible. But like if he's just straight up insane, maybe we should just go into his cabin and just buckle down and beat his ass.
Those are big words coming from someone with a D6 hit die.
Is there a cabin
I-
directly beneath the captain's cabin? Just before
Is-
Theseus gets too angry.
Say that again.
Is there like a cabin or a storage room directly beneath the captain's cabin? Like
No.
on the deck below?
No, it just opens up into the deck underneath.
Theseus is preparing to square up and throw down. He's getting into the mental headspace.
Is that what you're going to spend the time before the captain sets sail doing?
If I pretend
Yeah, I'm
really
gonna-
hard, can the wooden boards be earth?
No.
You need to find the most unwashed section of the deck.
There's a specific form of kineticist that does exactly what you're thinking you can do.
Yes, but I am not it.
Which is unfortunate for you.
An aether-kineticist would be fine, you know.
Or, you know,
But I also don't want to throw teaspoons at people, so...
there's also like a phytokineticist. You know, the one that does stuff with wood.
Yeah,
Damn.
we don't care about that.
We don't talk about that.
When would that ever be useful?
I actually don't think they get a similar thing, so I've checked.
So, what do you guys want to spend the time before the ship sets sail again doing?
Oh no, they can search wooded areas. God damn. Well, time to reincarnate.
That time I reincarnated as a phytokineticist.
Well, outside of somehow beating sense into the captain, or kind of moseying around his cabin, I guess I'm just kind of being unhappy about the situation.
Just stewing, yeah, brood.
Theseus will... Go ahead.
That's just like best I got. That's it.
Theseus is going to determine that rowing down with the captain might not be the best option, at least for him. So he is going to prepare his thinly veiled "Hey Captain, you're insane" story and get some oratory ready to entertain the crew.
God. Okay. Okay. Hawk, what are you gonna do?
I am meditating in my normal position.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed.
Okay.
And the others are doing whatever the others would normally do.
Theseus, what kind of, when do you want to put this performance on?
Let's see. Would the captain, like, be on deck to, like, turn the wheel and stuff and get the ship pointed in the right direction?
Once it sets sail, yeah.
Alright, I'll probably wait until that point when he comes to, like, start steering the ship, and then position myself so that I'm ostensibly, like, putting on this act for everyone on the deck, but making sure that I'm positioned so that you can clearly hear everything I'm saying.
Okay. Sure.
Alright.
You should give me a performance check.
Alright. Here
Wish you
we
luck.
go. Gather round, all ye crew members, but don't stop working, I suppose. I shall tell you the tale of the batshit insane Captain Jim.
Guys actually put a good fucking performance. God damn.
Oh my god. Okay.
I didn't expect you to have 8 ranks in that.
I knew that he did. What is the story that you're telling?
Well, this might be a bit more effective if I actually knew all the details of the captain's story. So, I'm going to be telling the story of a man who went hunting after the great white kraken, and
Moby
he
Dick?
went essentially Moby Dick.
Moby Squid.
Moby Squid. Wound up getting his crew killed, and he had to make a deal with Davy Jones in order to survive and get out of the whole situation alive. And he wound up going mad from the guilt and the shame, and he kind of willfully started altering his own memories.
That's not the right.
Joby Slick. Yes, the tragic tale of batshit insane Captain Jim and the dread Kraken Joby Slick.
What's your touch AC?
Stop asking people about their touch AC.
13.
Mine's pretty good.
He shoots you?
So, about... Hang on. He's using a point of panache for this. I gotta make sure I get the right one.
What are you doing?
Such criticism. such
Hang on,
hatred of the art.
He's using a specific.
Ow!
He's-
So, from my position up there,
I gotta
on the
find
map, could I
the
see him?
deed. I gotta.
See him pull out his pistol?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I'm trying my best.
Hang on.
Shoot him at his criticism.
No, hang on. I gotta find the deed. I didn't put it on his sheet. He's doing a specific thing.
So, what do you think of my story? Bang!
There we go. So, So he's gonna spend a point of panache to perform a superior feint.
We're making him faint already.
To save the wizard, may I interpose myself between the shot?
He's
Just
missing.
like,
He's missing automatically. He just has to hit a DC, which was the touch AC. So as he's starting to steer the ship in the right direction, he sees your performance, and he pulls out his pistol, just really quickly checks to see if it's loaded, and fires right between your feet.
It's a really good story.
May I make a will roll not to jump and run away?
continue the story.
Go ahead.
The show must go on.
Go ahead. I don't.
Yeah, I think I'll scurry over to the far end of the deck. So now I'm like at the far end of the deck, and I'm like looking the captain in the eye from across all of this distance. Continue the story.
You're lucky.
Interposed the main mast between us.
You're lucky you're out of his range. But you're also far enough away that he doesn't have to listen to you properly, so he's just gonna focus on driving the ship.
Alright, fine then. I need to cheer myself up in that case.
You have
I'm
two different
basically-
perform skills, and you have split ranks between them.
Excuse me, sir.
3. He's got
God.
3.
Sing a comedy song. It's good. The lyrics, maybe.
All right.
At this point, I'm basically
I
just
appreciate your
mad-libbing.
commitment. I appreciate your commitment to it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got really high charisma, so I just need to add, like, 1 or 2 points.
So, upon the
Like,
sound of hearing the gunshot, Resolve will peek his head up onto the main deck.
You'll also see you'll see the hole manifest in the deck where the bullet hits.
Yeah, and on deck you'll see the wizard mad-libbing to himself, pretty much.
While the captain is one-handedly reloading his pistol and then putting it back on its holster.
Does this look like a situation where an Earth Blast needs to go on?
Why don't you sense motive?
Give me 1 second and I shall do so. Haven't you sensed
And also, I will say that I have these perform skills because Pathfinder Chronicler is basically like a super bard.
Based on what you can pick up from the situation, he missed on purpose, so nobody got hurt. So whether that to you entails the need for an Earth Blast or not.
I would like to try and intimidate the captain. Specifically, I would like to use a dazzling display.
My God. Okay.
Because I can put 2 and 2 together and say that shot was aimed at, one of my party members, right?
This is just devolving very rapidly.
Is that something that I could put together?
Yeah.
Okay. I will show off my prowess with the elements in order to intimidate the man.
Remember. Hang on.
This is all skill, no charisma.
Oh,
Please
so
don't piss off the person that's driving this ship.
demoralize. 10 plus that plus that. I don't remember. Where is he? Here he is.
Don't make me flip down there.
20 plus.
I can.
Swear to
and
God, I will.
absolutely will.
Swear to God, I will turn this boat around. Wait, no, good.
He doesn't really seem to give an outward response, but he does look at you. And he's got his hand sitting on his pistol again.
I wish I knew if whether that succeeded or not. But I'm squint at him from behind my mask and then go find monologuing wizard.
I just wanted to show off my highest stat skill.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah.
I'm proud of my acrobatics.
You
I
should
don't
be.
need it because I can spider climb, but oh well.
Yeah, but
Tensions are high on the Night Hunter.
spider climb doesn't let you jump. I'm amazed you remembered that name.
I have notes.
Alright.
What was the name?
The Night Hunter is the name of the ship.
Yeah, Theseus is just kind of mad-libbing to himself, walking up and down on the far end of the deck.
The crew is also
You-
giving
you-
him a wide berth.
Light uters for easy breath.
Alright.
But yeah, he'll peter off as the resolve approaches.
I will soothe Head Wizard.
That wizard is sad, yes.
But we must cheer up the Head Wizard.
Alright.
But yeah, fucking shooting a man is criticism. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that he's maybe a bit more unstable than I gave him credit for. So,
Just a touch. Just a smidge.
It's also
But,
unbelievably uncool to create a parody about somebody.
But what if that parody is really well done?
It was no perfect.
Depends
I
on if
will
you can
have
take the
you-
joke or not. I mean, I'm quite pleased with your writing skills. Write a parody about me, please. I want to laugh at it.
Look, you've got two extremes. You've got Shia LaBeouf, and you've got Donald Trump. Those are your extremes.
yeah.
Wasn't Shia LaBeouf like super cool about his parodies?
Exactly. That's one extreme, and then there's Donald Trump.
You're getting off
I
topic.
don't even know about his parodies. I want to know.
Anyway,
So aside from our party now just being grumpy at the captain for shooting up Head Wizard,
I will say,
missing
I
on
could probably-
purpose.
so make
I
him-
could probably hold his attention pretty solidly up here if you want to continue what we were doing earlier for a little bit.
I'd rather not come back to Swiss Wizard.
I'll be fine. I've got a wand of pure light.
Sorry, your touch
so-
AC's what again?
13. Thank you. Yes. I'll
I
be
will-
fine.
I will defend the wizard.
You think I can take that eye by myself?
Well, actually, you know what? I'll go down with Hawk, and we will
I
station
believe in
the.
you.
We will station the definitely present and accounted for Emiko and Ratu on wizard defense duties.
Or
Okay.
we could stick them on Captain Distraction duty.
I mean, if you're on deck, you're on both, really.
I mean, if I keep up this story, it'll definitely distract him.
Yeah, and Ratu at least has a semi-stable touch AC.
Loads bullet with malicious intent.
Yeah, I see you over there. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Is that really what you want to do?
So we'll go investigate one last time.
Sure, why don't you give me a stealth check?
You know what I do? I walk off the side of the boat, sticking to the edge, and I walk like to a position
I'm
where
very
he can't see
stealthy.
me. Blind
That's a
spot.
31.
That way I have full cover the whole time.
And so, what's your touch AC?
17.
Yeah, okay.
But I also have DR, so come on, hit me.
So, another point of panache to shoot the ground in front of you, since he now has a reason to believe you're snooping through his belongings.
I'm going below the ground. Yeah. I'm just going somewhere.
That you were going into. I thought you were going towards his quarters.
His quarters not separated from the piloting deck.
No, they're on the same deck.
And the
My idea is like a pirate ship. The wheel that controls the rudder, I think is the right word, is right above his quarters.
Yeah.
right. Okay. So that's my mistake then. I'm just gonna follow Hawk and fly off the edge then.
Because that's more subtle.
Oh no, I'm just gonna no, not like in front of him. If now that I have a better idea of the situation, it would be more like from where Theseus is cowering behind the main mast, walking to the other end of the ship and floating around.
One of my exercises, because one of Hawk's routine is he does morning exercises. There's no open area for him to do laps. He is doing laps all around the boat on the side. So this is kind of normal Hawk behavior. I do a couple laps, that way he doesn't get suspicious. And then
I wasn't
with,
quite aware of the proper layout, so I guess he can have his point of panache back.
Okay, sure.
And in his raging madness, poor old Captain Jim did attack his loving crew.
Jim, instead of Long John.
Yeah.
Slim Jim.
Instead of Long John,
Slim
it's
Jim.
Slim Jim.
This son of a bitch, you beat me to it.
So
We
yeah,
were
I
all
will
going for it.
I will float off the far end of the boat as far away from the captain as possible, and then like fly around to. I'm assuming there is a window in his cabin.
Yeah, there is.
Cool. That works out then.
It's a solid glass window, though.
Yeah.
It opens.
No, it doesn't.
Why wouldn't it open?
Why
It's a
would?
storm window.
Why would it open?
Because he's a captain and he has these luxuries.
Another idea as we go in the hull and then pry open some boards between the floor and his quarters.
This is just getting awkward.
It's just-
Given that the DM won't let the captain have fancy windows.
Why would he have that?
As I said, because he's the captain. It's like so he can enjoy a sea breeze without being on deck, kind of deal. But fine, we'll go in somewhere else. His ship windows.
Okay, so where is that somewhere else you're going?
Hawk, you have a better idea of this ship because you do laps, so I'm gonna follow you.
Do I know of a place that's not as obvious to get into the captain's quarters? There's no other entry point than the front door.
That you're aware of.
And the ship window.
You also could theoretically, like he said, pry some boards open and go in from underneath.
Yeah. After my presumed lapse, I'm gonna take pretending or just making idle conversation with the resolve, head back beneath deck, into the hull, and then just to the position behind where, or underneath where the captain's quarters would be? Does it look like there's any like loose nails or anything in the floorboard from down here?
Why don't you give me a perception check?
This would be a me thing though, because I can just find a nice good spot and I have the tools on hand to exploit them.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'll roll mine and then you can roll yours, because I can like point out a spot if you don't see it.
Sure, works for me.
21.
Motherfucker's about to get shot again.
I am being a distraction as hard as I can.
21.
There's some loose-ish boards.
I will.
Is there any ghost crew in the hull right now?
None that seem to be paying you any attention.
I will lap my way up there and produce my any tool in the configuration of a silenced crowbar.
I'm gonna walk to the other end of the hull, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, did you hear? The captain's real mad, on deck about that idiot new wizard guy. He's making some joke, making fun of the captain, just making them look at me."
That is extremely nice.
Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Okay. Sure.
So yeah, the silenced crowbar will make a hole.
Silenced crowbar.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth or strength check with a +5.
Wouldn't this be engineering? No, I'll do as I'm told. Oh, I didn't add the +5. It's a 20.
If I can make it.
It would be higher if I wasn't suffering burn.
Oh my god, you have a -5 from burn. So it's a 20. So it takes a little bit of time, but you do manage to get some of the boards removed so that you could theoretically get up and access the captain's quarters.
If I had rested while I left, probably would have been enough through. Right, so I will make the hole and then give Quark some kind of come hither gesture.
You guys should go totally check out this story. It's funny, but it's real rude.
Give me a
As the crew makes leave.
give me a diplomacy check.
I forgot where that was.
I need to grab. That's not bad.
And above intimidate. Sure, they'll meander their way upstairs to see what's going on.
After the last guy walks out, that's when I jog over and I'm like, nice, and squeeze my way up.
So,
Hell.
to inserted to the bitch-ass gym.
Imagine that's what you hear as a crewmate coming from the hall. Just the first thing.
So, you climb up into the hole and up into the captain's quarters.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Give me a second.
This sounds like it's going to go swimmingly.
You know, it's almost like maybe the eye is meant to keep an eye out on things.
Does this have a... No, it doesn't. That's kind of surprising. Why don't you give me a will save?
Stop saying those words.
Not everything I do can be against your good saves.
But not
It's my
everything
only
should
bad
be in
save.
their bad saves.
They aren't.
It's my only bad save.
They aren't all
Fuck.
against you.
They are. They are.
No.
Recession down.
Only two of us have good will saves, and neither of them are here. As in the cabin. One of them's on deck slinging shit at the camp.
Well, maybe you should stop interacting with things.
Said chicken wizard.
So let's see.
Against poison.
So what happens with...
So The eye, which is currently staring at you, is going to inflict 16 points of psychic damage on you as you climb up into the room and find it just watching you and assaulting your mind with visions of unspeakable horror.
But the eye is fucked, sure. Good to know.
I didn't do this last time. Do you think it's because the captain's awake?
Is it actively watching us now with both of us looking at it?
Yes.
I would like to see if it acts more or less energetic depending where I am.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
So like kind of look like I'm going to go look at certain things while watching its jiggles. I don't know how best to describe that.
No, it doesn't seem more or less energetic when you go in any specific direction.
Poke the eye in the eye.
I'm gonna touch his ball. His eyeball.
And I have nothing to do. That would work out. Well, I'm just gonna keep looking around anyway, beneath this eye scrutiny.
Okay.
You ever heard of a speed bag? I don't know if you heard my knuckles pop, but I'm ready.
So, you know, just looking through everything as thoroughly and as quickly as I can, going over everywhere I've already been. It's been a few hours, maybe something's changed.
Okay. Nothing appears to have changed.
I think as I look over the desk again, I'll ask Hawk to look at the cot, maybe. You know, all the while we're glancing. Yes. All the while we're glancing back to our overseer.
Like where he sleeps? Cot? I don't know what you mean by cot.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
Dummy thick.
I love when
Yeah, where he sleeps.
I love when I find a creature that doesn't have a save DC set. It just has XX as its DC. That's what I like to see.
I'm rolling a perception check to look around near where he sleeps.
Okay. It appears to be a cot. Nothing
Yeah, no.
necessarily out of place. Other than, you know...
We came to do a job, and it's about time that we got busy. You want to open it up with a blast, or should I just start swinging?
Of the eye?
Yeah, didn't we come to destroy it?
What would be a roll to work out if it's a good idea to destroy the eye or not?
With the information you have?
Yeah.
Probably just an intelligence check.
Wait, it's not terrible, I guess. That's terrible. Why does this always happen? Why do I open my mouth?
You are not sure if it is a good or bad idea.
It's probably fine. Having a big eye on your wall in your quarters watching you sleep is probably not a good thing. I'm just gonna throw a punch. I'm opening it up with a full round attack. I'm right next to it.
Hey, wait. Before you go, can you roll a diplomacy for me?
Okay. That was almost 17.
That was almost great. In which case, the resolve will just kind of sit there, paralyzed with indecision.
Indecision.
I'm actually gonna try and with my attacks, I'm gonna try and force it off the wall. So I'm trying to target where it's attached, if that makes sense.
It's hung up by like a wooden placard.
I'm trying to get his foot underneath it so he can pop it off.
Or I could just pull off the placard, can I? And try that before I start swinging.
Sure, it's heavy, but you can do that.
I'm just gonna set it on the floor, and I'm gonna start stomping.
You saw the dwarf do it before.
Okay, I do that, and now I'm gonna start attacking.
Cruz sees the means of navigation. Sure, why don't you give me your attack rolls?
Full attack.
Well, there's
36 and a 30. And then 2 single attacks, because I'm gonna spend a key point.
I think you can only get 1 extra attack per.
Full round
Like,
flurry.
full round.
Okay.
Flurry gives them an extra.
One more.
Yeah.
And then a key point
Sorry.
for 1 point. And now I'm gonna spend 2 extra key points to get 2 of those attacks to be from constraints. So I'm just gonna roll 2d6. Or I can only do that once per round, so I'm gonna only do it once.
And didn't roll under a 30.
So it takes 6 extra damage.
So do you want the bad news or the good news first?
Does it pop?
Answer the question, do you want the bad news or the good news first?
Sure, let's go with the bad news first.
I need a fortitude save from both of you as it pops.
I'm actually really proud of those rolls, but I know those are probably the best I've been to roll all night.
Okay. Let me just...
Oh, that's a reflex, not fortitude.
I was gonna say, it seems a little high.
Well, isn't your bonus the same for both of them?
No.
Oh, no, just say your constitution. My bad. Yeah.
So, I need inhaled.
I mean, it's possible for me to roll a 26 on fortitude.
Let's see. So, as you pummel the eye and cause it to erupt, this thick black gas erupts out of it. And
Can I quickly get the filter scarf off, or is there no time to do that?
there's no time. Not that it matters, because you both saved anyway. But as you inhale this thick black smoke, for a moment you start to feel your mental faculties leave you and confusion settle in, but you manage to kind of fight against it and resist the effects of the poison. And the room is now full of this thick black smoke.
I'm gonna take the plaque, I'm gonna frisbee toss it out the glass window, and then I say, jump in the hole.
I'm not trying to fucking break the window. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just getting rid of the source that's creating the smoke. It's his logic.
It did. Punched it. It vanished.
Is it still pouring out smoke, or was it just one big poof?
It was one big poof.
Okay. I thought, like, the remnants of the eye on the plaque were still creating it. And never mind, I don't do that. I just go, jump in, back in the hole.
Is there anything that's changed in the thing now that we've popped a balloon?
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Please be an okay roll. I guess I asked for an okay roll. Ultra.
Mutiny like no man has ever mutinied before.
Eyes woke like a hawk. Get it? Ba-da-ba.
Let's see. So, inside of the eye, through the smoke, you guys are able to make out the shape of a book. Though, because of the smoke, you can't see what the book is.
Before I push Blue back through the hole I made, I grabbed the book.
Put it back up.
Are you sure? Nah, just fucking with you.
I can always just kick it down the hole.
I have grabbed
How
it.
to touch it.
The book has been
Yes.
This is
And
the
then,
second character in the road that's gonna have your soul ripped out.
and then, as we get below deck, I will return the floorboards to their naturally grown state.
Where the smoke is still pouring out.
Well, I'm just gonna blame that on poor construction of the boat itself.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
you know, something happened to his giant eyeball. The room is still fully sealed.
Come
It's all
on.
good.
Come on, guys. You know you want to. Theseus, you're losing people at this point. They're just losing interest.
I only need to keep one man's interest.
Well, we have. So I'll get down. I'll polish off the cover of the book. What have I found?
Let me.
I think it's going to be 3 words.
What 3
Drink
words?
journal.
Sorry, 4 words. Sorry, my bad. Those 4 words probably being the king in yellow.
No.
Well, that's nice.
Arguably worse.
Is it Long John's dream?
In your hands is a copy of the Necronomicon,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
written by the mad Arab Abdul al-Hazred. Probably butchered the last name. It's not the original, so it doesn't drive you mad, but it's definitely a transcription of it.
Well,
And it
there's
appears
also
to
less
have-
know about the importance of this tattoo,
It appears to also have some of the veins from the eye hanging off of it.
which I will just scrape off with my sickle.
You could make a dungeoneering check to try to know the importance of this.
May I roll knowledge religion?
Sure can. Hawk, you don't know much other than it details the story from a man from another world who was the poet in a court of a minor nobleman who at some point left the city he lived in to spend 10 years wandering the deserts. During that time, he visited strange places such as Urim, the city of pillars, the catacombs of a place that's called Egypt. You're not sure if the
Gift.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure about the pronunciation. And the Temple of Nug and Yeb in the Crimson Desert.
Haha, we joke. Okay, carry on.
That's it. That's all you know.
Can I take a guess on what I know?
Nothing.
It's a book with a strange name.
You've heard the name Necronomicon before, and that's it. It's all you know.
Book.
Dolph, this book, it's a story. Sorry. It's a story about a traveler just going around from land to land, but the Necronomicon part of this is what we need to worry about. I don't know much about the book, but I do know about, and then I repeat what I know about it. I will get with you later about the specific name because I'm terrible with names. I'll write it down. Or I can just write it down now. What's the name again?
The Necronomicon.
No, like the man's name, the traveler. From
Oh! Abdul al-Hazred. Here,
I'll type it.
I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but I don't know better.
Okay, so it's only one L. You, I mean, it's only
Well, I have the fact that it was inside an eye to begin with, and that we've probably already just gone maybe a little, maybe just slightly over the line here.
I think
guess we can commit.
whatever we just found, it's somehow deeply connected with what's going on.
So what I'm hearing is, and just correct me if I'm wrong, just read the book.
Don't do anything with the book. Last time a member of my party did anything with a sort of evil book, it was a big ordeal. We need to get more professional opinions on this, more knowledgeable opinions before we do anything. I'm worried if you try to touch anything in this book or damage it, it'll damage you and get to you first.
I would like to say, if I'm verbalizing things, that the result hasn't actually spoken. But I would take them on board anyway.
I was taking it like you were just paraphrasing what the result would have said.
I just like to write down what I say. What you're wishing.
Fair enough.
So
Let's take this
I'll
to
go ahead
Imco, Theseus.
I'll go ahead above the deck and see if our wizard's been lynched yet.
No, he hasn't.
Probably we're gonna hide this in a cloak or a bag or something.
I was
And
just
then-
gonna gesture to him from the stairs to come down, so we don't have to bring that on deck.
Having more or less lost his audience, Theseus will bow out and join up with the guys below deck.
Has Long John reacted in any way?
No. He at some point seems to have tuned Theseus out.
Okay, so he looks like he's unaware of what just happened, you know,
Yep.
beneath him. Can I see smoke pouring out from under the door?
No.
Okay.
Well, in this case, once we've got Theseus and we go Roger, all down, we'll produce the fruits of our labor.
Maybe, since this seems like a big plot point, we could pick up next session, or do you guys want to keep going?
I mean, we can just set the Necronomicon stuff aside.
Fair. I want to actually have them to have the chance to roll on what they know and stuff.
Yeah.
I will not produce the number, but I will make sure it is kept securely out of the way.
Sure.
Well, we can explain what just happened to Theseus.
It's a big shame that his giant balloon exploded, though.
Damn. That's a right shame.
Hey, Hawk. Why don't you give me a perception check?
I'm seeing it.
We all.
So,
It's true, he is seeing.
As you guys are getting together, you hear this very faint sound from up in the cabin.
Yo, what the?
what the hell was that?
Did any of you hear that?
Did I hear it?
No.
There was
Maybe you
Hey,
are going crazy, Hawk.
Well, in which case I
No.
was over. Will ask.
just kind of sounded like a. I don't know.
Oh, it sounded like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old.
After a.
The good old.
Are you gonna tell him where you heard it from?
I heard it from back up in the cabin, but we already reported it back up.
Well,
I think I'm just going crazy.
the dwarf is a craftsman. That knows what he's doing. He's gonna float back up and just like jimmy one of the boards aside.
So as you get up to the board, that same moss you saw inside the drawer is now growing along the bottom of the boards.
We need to get off the ship.
It seems to be very localized, but growing nonetheless.
And as he does that, he will ask Theseus for his torch again.
I will hand over the torch. Though I also offer my wand of scorching ray. Eh?
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 The thought is obviously appreciated, but the Resolve is quite happy with his own command of fire. And
Alright.
so he'll peek his head through the board and just set about burning the moss. Is there anything on the other side of the board I should be aware about?
Don't like that.
I don't know if you heard what I said.
I did.
Okay, so I am having connection issues.
I'm just figuring something out.
The veins on the eye, or veins from the eye that are on the book, moving.
No, they got taken off of it.
Yeah, I
scraped it
assume
off
they're
with my
on the
cigarette.
ground.
They've shriveled up and died already.
So
I bet you don't. You're not gonna like what I have to ask. Does that hit
my touch or my normal?
your touch? Swashbuckler always resolves against touch with guns.
In the first range, yeah, I guess that's similar to Gunslinger. Yeah, it hits my touch.
Okay.
It does no damage.
That doesn't need to do damage in this case. So he is going to. Oh, well, you wouldn't have taken damage anyways. Whatever you're holding gets dropped as he shoots your hand.
So I drop the ever burning torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
As he's one hand on the ladder, the other hand has his gun out and has just fired at the back of your hand. Thankfully, your skin is tough enough that even if he hadn't been aiming as carefully as he had been, you wouldn't have felt it. You wouldn't have taken any meaningful damage, but it does hurt.
Stop. We stand DR in this household.
It must be nice.
You guys are not very good at convincing someone you're not crazy.
He's not wrong.
What are you doing with that torch?
It's okay, it's not real.
Which isn't great.
Well, I like reach down and I pick it up by the floating head with like no harm.
Well, I've still got I'm still like half in the hole, so
I thought you
See,
did get the board a little bit.
Yeah, the moss is covering the boards.
yeah. And I said I stuck my head through to do stuff.
Moss was on the underside of the boards.
Yeah, and I said that I removed the board and stuck my head up in.
Oh, so
yeah, I
you
got down here and they were performing maintenance. and-
so you touched the board with the moss on it.
After burning it, yeah.
Well, this is happening as you're trying to burn the moss.
Right.
I thought
Okay,
we
so
had
am I
boards
in the hole or not in the hole? What's happening?
You have not burned the moss yet, so unless you are interacting with the board while the moss is still on it, no, you're not in the hole.
Okay, that's fine. So
It's Moss.
Yeah,
This is a ship. We're at sea. What's wrong with it?
It's
I
gonna be
know
really
about
hard.
the full implications of Milestone.
You know some of the implications. You don't know the full scope, but you have a basic idea.
Hawk was told that he's aware that it happens around those, like apparition-esque creatures.
You guys know that it is the method of reproduction for elder things.
Yeah. Look, you got some elder things reproducing up there if this moss is here. Again, hard to explain.
I mean, I think that was pretty succinct.
And Bob's gonna try and-
Yeah, but I guarantee he's gonna think we're just crazy because we're saying that. I mean, yeah, even I think that sounds crazy, but I've seen those things. Those things took my mother. I know they're real.
Yeah,
Again,
those things
making me sound crazy.
Look, I'm not even gonna try to unpack what you've just said to me because I'm not sure I have the mental capacity to understand it.
Then, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I was in your office. You got that where?
From the Kraken I killed.
Did you hide a book inside the eye?
Why would I put something inside of it?
Why was there something inside of it?
You are really not making a compelling case for yourself right now.
We popped the eye because it was moving still. We didn't trust that. That's why we were up there just a few moments ago. Came back, sealed the hole. After grabbing this book, after we popped the eye, it exploded in this black smoke. Seemed to somehow magically try to confuse us, and it felt toxic.
So, first of all, you understand Krakens have venom in them, correct?
Which is understandable, but it doesn't explain the book we found in the eye. Why there's rapidly growing moss on the underside of the boards now that the eye is gone.
Rapidly growing eldritch moss.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, let me just make sure I've got the
Moss
whole...
was not there before. You can ask your crew.
Let me make sure I've got this straight. So you went up through the floorboards, into my quarters, vandalized my trophy. It exploded into this black mist that grew some moss on the floorboards, and inside of the eye was a book. Am I getting the gist?
A Necronomicon. Or a copy of it, at least.
I won't even pretend to know what that means. Look. I'm gonna go upstairs. And if that eye is gone, we're gonna have a problem. I don't take kindly to people going into my quarters without my permission in the first place, let alone destroying things in there. So let's unpack this one thing at a time. Because we still got days at sea before we get to where we're going. So he's gonna climb back up the stairs, not even bothering to put the gun away this time.
I'm gonna follow him. It's much more reasonable to follow him than, go back up through the floorboards.
I'm gonna pick up the torch and just remove
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the resolve.
You're splitting the party.
I mean, we're going to be separated by 10 feet.
You're
and it gets less the closer you get to the cabin.
Splitting. Alright, so the captain's gonna go upstairs. He's gonna unlock his door, and he's gonna throw it wide open so that you can see that the eye is on the wall.
Oh, fuck. No, I knew it. I'm still burning the moss from beneath.
Does it look like there's any moss in the quarters?
Why don't you give me a will save, Resolve?
Stop asking me.
No, there does not appear to be any moss in the quarters. What moss?
Stop it.
You're just kind of holding the ever-burning torch up against the floor right now.
You like this to me.
Is there an intelligence check I can make where the captain's psyche is altering the things on the boat? Like the physical things on
Yeah,
the
we
boat.
know the captain's psyche is making the crew members. We don't know about anything more than that.
Yeah, I want to judge if there's like his disbelief of us talking because he thinks we're crazy is actively making the eye reappear and the moss disappear.
You could try?
I've only got a +2.
Based on what you know, it doesn't sound impossible.
Look, we're crazy. The sea, you're just right. The sea has changed us. We'll be out of your hair. We're gonna stop messing with you, and we're just gonna be to ourselves from now on. Clearly, you caught us in a lie. A delusion. I'm just gonna point at the eye on the wall. It seems fine. I was hallucinating, I guess.
Look, y'all seem like fine people. I'm sure that in slightly different circumstances, this might not be an issue. But just breathe, okay? I know that being out here, even with the crew, is a lot. This is most of your first times out at sea for this long. Don't feel bad because you're experiencing the same thing most people do their first time out at sea. We've got 3-4 more days out. Then we're at the Sailor's End. Then we got about a week at sea. And then we'll be back home. And then you never have to step foot on a boat again.
I'm going to really fast take a hard look around the quarters and see if I can't spot, like, something illusory. Like some weird magic shenanigans, because I definitely Hawk experienced. Like, I just popped that eye.
Sure. Give me a will save.
Fortunately, it's the only thing.
20?
This one is not 20.
You don't know what, but something is definitely wrong with the room.
Something's fucking.
You can't see through the illusion, but you can identify that there is one of some capacity.
You know what, Captain Long John? Make a will save.
Why is Long John making the rules?
To see through his own bullshit.
He would have to disbelieve his own illusion, then. Get wrecked.
No. I don't think he's gonna like me saying I destroyed his eye and then going up and touching it.
I mean, it wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility. He's like, but I know I destroyed that. What's going on? I don't know. That's just me, though.
Look, just go make yourselves comfortable for a couple days. We're past all the danger. It's just the sea now. I'll get us in there. We'll drop anchor. We'll do what I gotta do, and then we'll leave. Okay?
Sounds good.
Just enough of all this. It was funny, a little endearing at first. Now it's just exhausting.
Peek up through the floorboards and see if I can
Have-
see things.
No idea.
Is there a little crack in the floorboards I can look through?
No, because there's an eye looking back at you. Just a little eye in the ground that's staring right back at you.
Wait, so a separate eye?
Yeah, just a little eyeball in the ground.
Okay.
Will save. Finger goes right through it.
I disbelieve the eye. Now I peek through it.
You see the captain's room with the large kraken's eye intact and everything.
It's just like a tiny person. Just kind of like shoot the eye with it, but I can't. And anything I do is kind of a little too flashy for that.
A little twing.
Yeah, exactly.
I could throw a dagger at it, but that's gonna be flashy as well.
I could throw a fireball into the room.
Gee, is there any dirt around?
I mean, there might be some that you dug up or that you brought up onto the ship when you came back.
Is the wall within 15 feet of where I am?
Maybe just.
Would like to see if I can wiggle some
God.
loose dirt that we've tracked in over to the eye and see if it's there.
The dirt does seem to land on the eye.
Like, of the eye dirt.
There's not that much dirt.
I didn't think so. But just enough to irritate it.
Sure, a little bit.
Well, I got nothing else then. I was hoping maybe we could just. It's fucking boat, man.
The more you try to push the issue, the longer you're on it.
I'm going to reconvene with the group, and then I'm going to be like, look, we can ignore the office for now. I think whatever happened, or whatever's up there, doesn't matter, because we discovered that this book, we eliminated that one tentacle. It's a copy of another, very much more powerful book, I believe. But this book still is bad news.
I could take a look at that, probably. See what I can find out about it. How it might be affecting the captain.
Big questions.
I don't know. I just want to take it kind of one step at a time. I get easily confused, and if there are more books coming out of that eye, then
How many books?
yeah.
Well, think the ship is something that I don't want to be, and I don't like that concept, so I'm just gonna let these things do this one.
So
I'm thinking that we're like pretty close to the point where we just storm the captain's room.
Thought you were looking at the book, not proposing another storming.
I said pretty close. We're not quite there just yet. We're like a few inches away yet. All right, let me take a look at this book.
Just
Gonna
be careful when
give it a-
opening it. Trust evil books.
All right. It's just a book. No harm ever came from, and I'm not gonna finish that sentence because I'm not.
I'm
ready.
gonna call bullshit. Like, immediately Hawk is like, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
You're right. I am an idiot. Let's see. What is this thing?
it's a copy of the Necronomicon,
Oh damn.
um,
It's true.
exactly as Hawk had described it to you. But you are also aware of the kind of true nature of the Necronomicon, which is as a compendium of not only the writer's travels, but also the things he has encountered in his travels. And it is most
Yeah.
notably filled to the brim with rituals.
Oh boy, this is. Well, not directly. Like. Not like a direct product of our dear friend in yellow. This is definitely in the same vein as his handiwork. This thing's got like all the greatest hits of your mind-bending horrors from beyond the colors of time.
What is it with this DM books?
What a fucking nerd. Anyway. It sounds like it's starting to seem to me that the captain got himself mixed up in something, like, dare I say, even more out there and unusual than an undead kraken. Not happy that that's a phrase that I have to say.
You're saying
yeah.
that there's a chance he... First, I need to make sure that Hawk would even know what, like, an old god is.
Yes, you
Oh,
would.
here. Let me read you a few passages from the book.
Oh yeah, you want to
No,
read Yog-Sothoth's incantation?
Yeah,
No.
sure. Why not? Best way to explain it is to let him see it for himself.
I put an entire necklace of fireball inside somebody else's book, and then said the command word, while I was still holding it. It will do something just as crazy if you continue to speak.
Can I awaken the dreamer with this thing?
Oh, Azathoth,
It's
here we
very-
come.
Very cautious around dangerous evil books. Because his friend's soul was taken from one once. Taken by one once.
The question is asked with, a little bit of flame around one hand.
Not yet. Like to, peruse the edges of the pages with my fingertips a little bit, see if any of them are, earmarked. By any chance?
No, but some of them are definitely damp.
Alright, I will...
Why are they
Well, this is flipping through
Alright.
the books. Or the book. Can I
Resolve,
make a
I'm
perception
going...
check? Sorry, I'll just type it.
Go ahead, you first.
I was gonna say, while Theseus is flipping through the book, can I make a perception check to see if I see any smudges or marks that makes it look like one part or portion of the book is more red than another?
Sure.
And I was going to say, alright, resolve. I can feel a few pages on here that seem different than the rest. You seem like you're prepared to take care of the book in case something happens. I just want to make sure that you are ready to obliterate this thing in my hands in case things go wrong. Gonna open the book now.
Hawk. The book appears to have never been opened before. The spine hasn't even been so much as cracked.
Well, as Theseus says that the resolve will adopt the stance that you guys will know he takes when he's about to throw one of his blasts.
I
I'm
accept the
going
danger
to-
unto myself.
Keystrokes, keystrokes.
105 feet, I can still hit you.
You.
This is to get away from the book. I'm just immediately from under the captain's quarters to the other side of the boat as I drop a key point to make myself very fast, and I'm just very quickly shuffling away as the book is being opened.
It's booms.
Just gone.
Alright,
Very
and
distrustful of the book.
bippity boppity boop. My brain is now soup. I open the book.
To where?
The first damp page.
Mighty convenient. Hang on. I have to actually... I had a page open. I didn't think I was going to need it. Turns out I'm going to need it.
Oh no, my brain!
So...
It's soup!
You open in the middle of a section about Yog-Sothoth.
Yeah, let's unravel reality.
And specifically in kind of the middle of one of the sections where you can see ritual circles and other various designs drawn on the book, along with a long, in-depth description and notation about something called essential salts of a deceased individual to resurrect them from the dead. And beneath that, kind of in its own section, is 2 sets of incantations. One of which is shown with a header that looks like an upside-down U with 2 little circles at the end. And then the other one, which is a properly right-side-up U with 2 circles at the tops. And because I can't remember how these are pronounced...
Umlauts?
Those might be what these are called. But no, I just literally don't know how to say that. I knew how to say it before, I just can't remember it right now.
I like the end. Ah!
And then... that.
Those are not umlauts.
Yeah, I don't remember if the books had ever said what those are.
It's simple.
They're called the descending note emoji.
That's probably
Oh, so is the song?
But yes, those in the middle of this long, almost scientific explanation about essential salts of a deceased individual, the ability to resurrect them from the dead. There are these incantations in the middle of them. Oddly enough, said incantations are in a bright, vivid yellow and the parts that say the word Yog-Sothoth have been replaced by the word Hastur.
Oh, hey, it's you. I'm gonna try my best to just read the part about the salt and not let my eye linger too much on the incantation.
Sure. Essentially, what you are able to get from it is that the essential salts of a deceased individual are essentially the burnt down body and soul of a person. So you cremate the body in a specific way that you get salts for the body and salts for the soul from the result. And you can use those together to revive somebody.
Okay. Nifty.
The result was just watching Theseus the whole time. Seeing if anything's happening to him. Aside from intrigued old man noises.
Is there anything below the incantations? I think you said they were in like the middle of the page.
Yeah, so they're set in the middle of one of the pages without any other text around them, and then underneath it goes into more description. What languages do you speak?
Let me check real quick. Aklo, Common,
Okay.
Draconic, Dwarven,
That's good.
Sylvan.
Aklo.
Gotcha.
So the rest is written in Aklo, and it describes the process of resurrection and how it's typically imperfect if you don't have a new body for the person to inhabit. So if you try to resurrect someone from just the salts, it will usually come out wrong, usually creating some sort of aberrant monstrosity that has the mind and experiences of the person, but the intelligence of an animal. Animal. And there is also one of those is for resurrection. The other part is to put it down.
Okay. That sounds like what we might be looking for. I am going to... I would like to take out my own quill and notebook and see if I can transcribe that particular section.
From an observation standpoint, does this seem safe?
Based on the information you have, probably not.
In which case, the reserve will speak up from his stance to say, parchment or papyrus or whatever the fuck you want it to be.
It's a clay tablet, okay. I don't have one on hand, though, at any rate.
Yeah, asking for a friend.
But
Interestingly, you know that would probably be worse.
all right, if you say so, I believe you have had more experience recently with these kinds of books than I have, so I will simply try to commit this to memory. Probably not quite as safe for me, but Safer for everyone else.
I don't think it matters unless they're transcribed. From out of character perspective, rather. But yeah.
Theseus will try his best to memorize this section about putting down such a resurrected creature.
Sure.
Right. And is there
Oh, there's more.
anything else?
There's-
There's more.
There's a whole other page you're not looking at.
Oh god. Here we go. Are you ready, eyes? Let's go.
The other page is a series of graphics and descriptions about the storage of essential salts and how they have to be stored separately, or else they could accidentally release an aberration of their own from a mixture of incorrect salts. They have to be stored in brass and silver respectively, and they have to be stored in separate locations from the body. The body and mind have to be stored in separate locations, no less than 50 feet apart.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Alright. Alright. Lots of good safety tips in this thing, actually. More than I was expecting.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's it. Again, it's a lot of text on the page. This is just kind of the summarization of the point. And it all kind of ends in the notations that any creature resurrected in this way will be obedient in most respects to whoever summoned it, unless whoever summoned it is weaker mentally.
Okay.
And that's kind of the important gist of those 2 pages. As for why the pages are damp, the edges are bloody.
Oh, that's awesome.
I figured you'd want to know that at the end.
Like normal people bloody or cosmic entity bloody?
Yeah.
Ah, cool, thanks.
Oh, hey, resolved. By the way, the book's bleeding. Neat.
Is it actually blood from the book?
No, there's blood on the book, but it's not from the book.
That's slightly better.
Or slightly worse, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, if the book was bleeding itself, it means it can be hurt. Okay.
I mean, we did get it from, inside an eye.
Yeah. I am going to carefully close the book. I made it through 2 pages of the Necronomicon alive.
Can I get a dexterity check from
No,
you?
you may not.
Let me rephrase that. Roll a dexterity check. You now have the explanation as to why the book is bloody. As you are closing it, you cut yourself on the page.
Ow. My hand. Book, I read you. How dare.
How
How
dare.
dare.
How dare.
I did exactly what you wanted me to do.
Also, when you close it, the cover has shifted a little bit. Where the background was just kind of this brown leather surface, it's now kind of twisted and pulled, almost like flesh. But just subtly. If you weren't paying as close attention to things as you are, you wouldn't have noticed.
Alright, you listen here, Book. Don't you sass me. We have a working relationship right now. I don't need this from you.
Is this a threat? Like, sorry, not is the book threatening us, but is this a threatening situation? Is something happening that I should be aware of?
You're too far away to see the change, so... No.
Okay.
But I do successfully close the book, yes?
Yeah.
Alright. I will stow the book in my bag, and I will relay what... do you think we should go find Hawk whatever continent he stopped on?
I'm over here. I'm just hiding behind like a hammock, just peeking over it barely. Everything okay still?
I'm alive! It let me close it.
I don't trust you.
That's wise.
Rude.
Not you, the book. But the book might have control over you. If you're also included.
Also wise.
Fine. I'll walk back over.
The ruse worked, Book. Get him.
Ugh, no!
Attack book.
The book grows teeth? Chomp?
I mean, it's the Necronomicon. I wouldn't be surprised.
It just turns into the
Even a
monster look
copy of the
monsters.
Necronomicon, man.
Theseus puts the book in like dentures.
No. Hate that.
Don't like that. Don't support it.
Theseus gives the Necronomicon a full dental coverage.
And then, in the last instant, Theseus betrays the book and swallows it whole.
That might just be what the book wants.
I'm not...
I mean, look, Andros ate a book and it gave him a feed, so hey, maybe it would work well for Theseus.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, man. That's how he knows how to fleshcraft.
Some might not call that a good thing.
Well, if I was flesh crafting as the drow intended, then yes, it would be a bad thing, but I'm not.
Anyway.
Ethically
But
sourced
anyway,
from only the finest moo.
Theseus will, with the book safely tucked away, relay this information about the essential salts of the body and the soul, all the various methods related to them.
Anytime
to
you
resolve Hawk.
anytime you speak to them, you're speaking in Aklo, without even realizing it.
Can I attempt to translate this with my linguistic skill?
You can try. He's talking about salt and resurrection.
Right?
You get the very gist of it, but it's nonsense. Something about salt being able to resurrect people.
I think it's a pretty safe guess on the results part that the book is being fucky and influencing his speech.
Maybe.
Book, come on, book. Work with me here.
threaten the book with open flame?
The book is gonna bite you?
No.
I mean,
No,
I have two hands.
It'll bite both of them?
No, one of the hands is back. It cannot.
Book stretches to bite it too. Oops, book's a
Well-
mimic.
Oh my god, a mimic Necronomicon.
That would make the most sense, wouldn't it?
It's the Necronomicon, but also a mimic and somehow more cursed than both.
Greater than the sum of its parts.
Greater than the sum of its parts. Okay, so aside from the fact that now that we have found out that not only is it just Hastur doing stuff, but we also have a book detailing all kinds of other things, and one of the ritual phrases for His Holiness Yog-Sothoth has been altered for Hastur himself.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just burn the ship down? I have eruption now, I can do it.
Garfield,
I mean, I
are
think
you
we-
/SRS or /J?
At this point, I don't even know.
I mean, I really think we should burn the boat down, but I also think we should wait to have the full group here so we can burn it down as efficiently as possible.
Burn it down together.
You're
Yeah,
also almost at the end.
With the power of friendship, we can burn down a boat.
You just have to be on the boat for like 2 more days.
We could burn it down within 2 days, yeah.
I could burn it down within 2 hours.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
It's not a matter of need at this point, it's a matter of the resolve is suitably wigged out. And has discovered that beneath his cool collected craftsman exterior, he's a pyromanic at heart. And so his reaction to stress is, hey, fire.
Fire, burn it
What
down.
if fire?
I mean, look, it's up to you guys what you want to do. I'm just saying, you could just wait it out and, you know, at the end decide to burn down your only way home.
We could also burn down our only way home.
Yeah, but why not do it after you get home?
Because then whatever is on the boat is also home.
Good.
It's
Which, you know-
it's the good old I've got to take you down with me.
Yeah, exactly. What are my DCs for stuff?
Oh my god.
DC for saving throw against a wild talent is equal to 10 plus the wild talent's effective level plus my con.
The boat would fail.
So
Yeah,
10.
we are.
what- So it's 10 plus 3 plus 7, so 20.
Oh my god.
We are like ostensibly career heroes. It's our duty to sacrifice ourselves for the greater good.
I think the only person here that for that to be firmly within alignment is probably the Resolve. Maybe Bratu. I think Theseus has enough self-preservation to go, hey look, those people have got it, maybe I'll leave.
Yeah, Theseus is lawful neutral. What's the legal ramifications of this situation? Are elder gods allowed? Are they legal?
I would say that they're probably not.
So what's your plan?
I still want to burn the book. But if there is consensus against burning the book, I would just put it back inside the haversack. Yeah?
I mean, we should. if you will allow me to, I believe there are other damp pages.
Well, we can explore the other damn pages, I guess. We may as well get the most out of this single reading. I will.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I will be within 10 feet now, though.
Okay.
All right. Be prepared to obliterate me.
All right. So you're
All right.
you're gonna go to the next page.
Yep, Theses is gonna go to the next page.
So
Let's go.
the next one is the. It's a combination of things. It's a combination of a story and the process by which that story was made reality. It is essentially describing the life of a man known as Wilbur Whately, and his birth as a child of Yog-Sothoth. And it goes through his life as, one of those children, and how one of his inevitable duties was to not only raise his twin, but to open the gates to Yog-Sothoth. He is described as having he's described as sharing his mother's and grandfather's chinlessness, and has a firm and precociously shaped nose united with the expression of his large, dark, almost Latin eyes that give him an air of nigh preternatural intelligence, something almost goatish or animalistic about his lips, large pored yellowish skin, coarse crinkly hair, and oddly elongated ears. And that by the age of 15 he was 9 feet tall. He is described as having greenish yellow ichor in place of his blood, and across his back he has yellow and black markings. From the waist down, his body's covered in a coarse black fur, and a sort of rudimentary eye was positioned on each hip. Then it goes on to detail how he managed to partially open the gate, releasing some powerful invisible creature that runs rampant across a place called Dunwick, that only the next page would be able to counteract. The next page is a series of rituals meant to send eldritch things back from whence they came.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is a series of long chants that, in order to really be effective, you would have to surprise a creature to use it against it. Just skimming over it takes you a good 30 seconds.
Alright. This one might require some transcription, sadly. Because
The page continues after that to describe the process of creating a child of Yog-Sothoth, but it has to go over to the next page.
You know what?
Do you voice the thing about maybe you need to take notes?
I will inform the Resolve that I have here a series of rituals for sending elder things back to the holes between reality from whence they came. And that one might be worth the risk of translating it to a different page before we destroy the book.
He'll reply with,
I can give it a shot. Theseus will... Oh, go ahead.
No, no, I was just backspacing an Aaron, comma. You were all good.
Alright, rip and tear. Theseus is gonna try and rip out the page with the rituals of sending.
Sure. And no, it comes out without much of a problem. However, the next page is dedicated purely to Azathoth.
Oh, that's great.
Described before you as the nuclear chaos, the deep dark, and the cold one. And on that page is a very striking representation of the creature, in at least the form that the writer had envisioned it.
I can feel my brain vomiting as I look at it.
It's this amorphous blight of nethermost confusion which blasphemes and bubbles at the center of all infinity. The boundless demon Sultan Azathoth.
Oh, God.
Just looking at it almost threatens to unravel reality in front of you.
I slapped the book closed. Holy... Good God. Oh. Oh, I hope this was worth it. Oh.
Work out if this reaction is grounds for me to destroy the book now.
And as you're retching, eventually you do vomit, and what comes out is not bile, but a black liquid that just spills against the ground.
Well, I think that's
Holy
good enough for me.
fuck, Oh, boy.
So, as this all
I wanna-
unfolds, and Theseus is struggling with the seams of his sanity, there'll be a whip of roiling magma will unfold from his hand, and he'll strike at the book.
Go ahead.
I want to get some sleep, but I also never want to sleep.
To work out if I should do this as a full attack or not.
It's a book.
We're gonna commit.
Dice. Yeah, the book is burned to ash.
No more book.
Just one good series of whips, and it is ash.
I want you to know, I've actually been taking notes this session.
I should hope so.
Yeah, I have so far, like, 6 paragraphs.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
As you whip the book, you watch as this little tuft of yellow smoke just...
Need to go away, Hastel.
You know,
I don't
you
like
know
you.
how, like, you know the call of the void. If you're like standing on the edge of a building or something,
Yeah.
that voice back in your head tells you to jump. Theseus has like that, but like snort the smoke.
No.
Snort this.
Go on.
Good.
Inhale Haster's, smoke.
Ooh.
Just puffing fat elder vapes.
They're called old ones?
My
What are they
apologies.
called? No, like, what are they called?
The
That was a question.
great old ones?
No, the things that create the moss?
Oh, elder
Oh,
thing.
elder thing.
Elder
Elder
things.
thing.
Yeah, just get a good whiff of elder thing.
That'll wake you up in the morning. Oh, what even is time?
That'll put some hair on your chest in the morning.
As well as everywhere else.
And the
eyes
rituals
on
that
your
Theseus just found in the book were to send elder things away.
It is to send eldritch things away. Things that don't belong. Specifically, it is a copy of the spell Banishment.
Works for me.
And,
And after whipping the book into oblivion, the whip hangs around for a moment or two more, which is new. Normally his blades just vanish and then dissipate.
And just to make sure I got the names right, before finally closing the book, it was Azathoth?
yes.
Yep, spelled how it sounds.
Gotcha.
Azathoth, the Nuclear Chaos, the Deep Dark, the Cold One.
I'm gonna stick with
God before
Azathoth, if you
gods.
don't mind.
Sure.
The one in the abyss, the master of all creation.
The,
Just for the
Supreme
purpose of
advice.
the Supreme Lord and Creator of all things.
There's only one God, and his name is God. Sorry.
Any good, educated Christian would know that God's name is Yahweh.
Because he knows it.
More like no way. So sorry, that was a terrible joke. Sorry, I actually made myself laugh. I actually didn't know that. That's cool. Is that legit, or am I being made fun of?
Yeah, that's the Hebrew pronunciation for God. That's Hebrew God's name is Yahweh. I learned it through Shin Megami Tensei and then fact checked it, and yeah,
That's that weeb shit.
it's that weeb shit.
As I say, as I'm playing the most anime character in our entire party.
So, book has been burned. Your wizard is slightly worse for wear.
Wargle gargle.
It'll buff out.
It'll buff out.
I'm afraid to go to sleep.
I will help soothe the wizard by doing what little I can.
The more that we discover, the less happy I am about arriving wherever we are going.
And also, finding this book still makes me want to burn the book down.
Oh yeah, because this was terrible for you.
I can sense something big is coming up. Or it's going to be nothing at all.
It all
Which would be anticlimactic.
it all depends on whether or not the ship gets out to open sea.
Well, we've been sailing for a while now.
You've started sailing, but the ship has to go slow because it has to navigate around the islands. The waters are shallow here. It's going to take some time to get out to open sea.
What the fuck? Oh, someone's from new text. I can burn down the boat before it gets to open sea.
You're very attached to that idea.
I think the best situation for this is to just burn it all.
I wonder...
You can't have your Eldritch ceremonies or anything like that when all your components have now been reduced to literal carbon. Carbon is not a prerequisite for your lit ritual. You're fucked.
What is it?
Not just carbon. I imagine
What?
there's probably other things, but it will all be carbon once I'm done.
What are the swimming rules in Pathfinder?
If you don't have a swim speed, you have to make a swim check.
To move your full speed, or...
I think it's half. Let me
And
look.
if you fail it, you just start
If-
drowning.
If you click on this, if you click on the little book next to swim, it will tell you.
I just got bapped by my cat.
A successful swim check allows you to swim a quarter of your speed as a move action, or half your speed as a full round action.
But also with the number of you that could fly, I mean, nobody should end up in the water.
I mean, I can't.
Yeah, but there's 3 people that can pick you up, so you're fine.
With spider climb, could I just stand on somebody?
It would still be up to them to be able to carry you. You still weigh them down.
Okay.
Hello, cat.
With that same train of logic, could I just stick somebody to me and run around?
Again, they would weigh you down.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I wouldn't have to make, like, grip checks or something.
No, but you would lose a lot of your speed because of how much they weigh.
Okay.
Going to tend to the wizard, make sure he's comfortable.
Well,
Share my rations of smoked sausages and dried vegetables.
I feel like this might be the place to stop because we're missing half the party.
No, yeah, let's get out to open sea, start the fight, and then everybody shows up in the middle of, like, what the fuck?
What happened? We guess you should.
What did you do?
Let's see.
All I'm saying is, if I'm doing, like, I'm prepped to actually do the recap next game, if I'm doing it, I'm kind of hoping that both Imiko and Batu are just going to be like, wait, what happened?
Alright.
What? Why? The whole time.
Well, I mean,
Kind of wanted that.
Emiko caught some of what's going on, but
Yeah.
for now, I'll just say we're gonna call it there because you guys potentially are going to drastically change things.
Woo!
I'm burning
You
up.
popped the eye.
So
That's what's important to me.
we will give it a break for now and come back next week. It'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I'm gonna send the captain back to the void between the stars.
oh boy.
I need to just grab the walk on water feet.